Hi, big spenders. Fourth time is the charm. This is the fourth time I've attempted to make this video. I succeeded once, but then accidentally deleted it. And the rest have just been a comedy of errors that I don't even want to go into. It's just the nature of this day for some reason. Oh God, I'm going to sneeze now. If I sneeze on this, you're just going to get a sneeze. I'm not redoing it again. Okay. Let's see. First of all, I made a post over the weekend about wheelchair assistance in airports. It was something I'd planned on writing about anyway, but I kept kind of putting it off because because I had more fun things to write about. But I saw a post on Twitter, Threads, just as bad as Twitter, but without as much Musk. Oh, okay. Anyway, it was on Threads, which I shouldn't do because it brings out the absolute worst in me. But I was on Threads, and I saw a woman, we'll call her Paralegal Pam, saying that she had witnessed a miracle at her airline gate, that there were 8 people in wheelchairs, and God Almighty, when it came time to board the plane, 6 of them got up and walked. Hallelujah. Yeah, I'm one of those wheelchair users. I need wheelchair assistance to get me through the airport. So, well, first it was because I was walking around on 2 broken knees. And then it was because I was walking around on 2 brand new knees. And now it's because crowds make me throw up or pass out because of my vestibular disorder. I had a lot of things to say to Pam, some of which I said on Threads. But also it was a reminder that, hey, I've been meaning to post about this. And basically it's an explanation of what it means to be an ambulatory wheelchair user, which means I don't need a wheelchair most of the time, but in this situation, I do. And I rely on the services offered by, in my case, Southwest Air and the airports that I travel to. Excuse me, because the airports employ the porters or skycaps who push the wheelchairs. And because I can walk and I can stand, I want to use as little of these resources as necessary. Porters are in high demand. Every airport that I have flown in and out of, I have been told, is low on porters. It's a grueling job. So sometimes there's a long wait, and sometimes, there's multiple reasons why that post made me just blind with the ignorance of others. So I countered it, and if you ever have the inclination to share anything I write, let it be that post. I would really love to see that post get some shares because it's important. I'm in this nice little bubble surrounded by kind people who don't assume the worst of others. And so I forget that not everybody acts like that. We've got our paralegal Pams in the world. And it's ignorance. That's all it is. It's ignorance, and ignorance can be rectified. It can be fixed. So this is my attempt to fix some ignorance. Wow, one of my squirrels is here. They don't live inside. One of them just I'm flying through the window. And that makes me happy. Another thing that makes me happy, I bought airplane tickets today. I'm going to Los Angeles at the end of September. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make that happen, but really it turns out I just needed a flimsy excuse to justify a trip, and I got one. My friend Chip, uh, we have never met. We've known each other and talked at length for 18, 19 years. We met on a Wilco fan board and just have never found ourselves in the same city at the same time. And he's been in Sacramento for a few years and has become an incredible photographer. Um, he's been publishing zines and doing lots of cool stuff with his photo work, which you can see on Instagram. He is Chip W. Park, all one word, all lowercase, on Instagram. But he texted me the other day. He's like, "Hey, any chance you're going to be in LA the last weekend of September?" I'm like, "I didn't plan on it, but do I need to be?" And anyway, he's got a piece of photography in an art show that's opening on September 27th. I'm like, I'm going to be there. I just needed a flimsy excuse. That was a good excuse, actually, because I cannot wait to finally meet Chip and his wife and go to his art opening and celebrate. And it's all very cool. And I got my regular place to stay in LA, which I love. I'd like to write about it someday, but I'm afraid if I do, y'all will start booking it and make it even harder to get. And, well, as much as I would like Adam to make that money, I gotta look out for myself sometimes. Before LA, August is just weird. I keep forgetting. It feels like it should be the end of August, and it's just the beginning. Because July was a whirlwind with all the Oklahoma trips, and now I've got this nice little bit of quiet. Um, CJ and I took ourselves out for pedicures and lunch on Monday, and I got a massage yesterday, so it's kind of self-care week. Uh, so no complaints there. Not leaving the house today. Maybe not tomorrow. Um, but yeah, CJ's moving back to school in about 2 weeks. So we're gearing up to start packing and getting the stuff they need and preparing for that. And then I'll be in the trip to Kansas City to move CJ back is not, I don't count it as travel, because it's literally zoom across Missouri, dump them in their stuff, and then zoom back across Missouri, because we do it all in one day, and it's rough. I'm doing good if I can grab a local coffee when I'm in Kansas City. So we'll do, hopefully, as I'm getting more acquainted with the coffee houses in CJ's neighborhood, I'll be able to do that. But a couple of days after they move in on August 25th, I'm flying to Oakland and then driving over to the coast at Santa Cruz. Gonna follow the one down to Monterey County. And I'm going to spend a few days in Monterey County, based in Salinas, at my friend Mary's house. Uh, Mary is awesome. And Mary is a part of the reason why I have a manuscript about Woody Guthrie. And I've been very negligent in accepting her offers to come visit. So why are you always in LA? So I'm going up north a little bit. It's not fully Northern California where she is, but I'm going to be based in Salinas, and I'm going to go do Monterey stuff. I'm going to go find some sea lions and listen to them bark and take a couple of pretty drives and hang out with Mary and take advantage of her hot tub. So who knows what you're going to get while I'm there. I'm really excited about it, though. I get to see some new territory, because the last time I went to Salinas, I was I was that was the trip where I met Woody Guthrie's daughter. So I was a little busy. It was definitely more of a work trip than a pleasure trip. This one is just going to be fun. I'm excited. I get to see some cool stuff. Um, might even meet one of my LA friends halfway and have coffee in San Luis Obispo. So we'll see. Um, we were talking the other day, and he was like, "You've never been to San Luis Obispo?" I'm like, "No, I've always wanted to, but it's just never." It's like, "You've got to go. You will love it there." So I was like, "Yeah, I know." So anyway, it's like a 2.5 hour drive for both of us, and it's like, yeah, we might be able to make that work. That and that totally makes sense in the neighborhood. Um, okay, one, do I tell this or not? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Uh, on Facebook, a week or two back, I dropped a hint that I had some good career news, and I'll let you all know first. Um, if you're of a certain age, and I would say a woman of a certain age, but I'm also finding plenty of men of a certain age are familiar too. Um, yeah. Do you remember Sassy Magazine? Came out, the first issue was in, I believe, 1987, and it was a different type of magazine for teen girls. It was geared more for the alternative girls. It was a very smart magazine. Uh, it's where I learned about the band The Replacements. I went out and bought one of their albums, having never heard them, but just having read about them in Sassy. But they still had, the fashion and the makeup and the fun stuff, but they also hit some pretty heavy subjects, and I loved it. The creator and editor-in-chief, Jane Pratt, was like my journalism hero as a high schooler, and yeah, I really wanted her job badly, and I loved the things that she did. And after she left Sassy, she went on and did another magazine called Jane, and then which was geared for women in their 20s and 30s. And then after that, did a web space called XO Jane. And then just recently, in the past year, she has started her next thing on Substack. It's called Another Jane Pratt Thing. And like I said, it's very new, and so there's not a ton of traffic yet. And a couple of weeks ago, she was in the comments on a post, and on one of her posts, and I had things to say, so I jumped in. And we had a couple of very pleasant exchanges in the comments. And she had also put out hey, people, email me. I don't care what you have to say, just email me. And so I did. And I basically just said, hi, I'm an old sassy girl, started reading with the first issue. And I'm an unemployed writer. And here's where you can see what I write. And if you have any room for me, ah! She and her executive editor, Corinne, checked out my Substacks and came back and said that they love my writing style. And long story short, I have a deadline tomorrow. So, it's not full time, which is fine. But, this spell of being unemployed, there's that demoralizing moment of losing your job. And to have that buffered a couple of months later by your journalism hero saying, I love your writing, let's do this. Oh my God. So I've been about to bust. I didn't really want to start telling people until I had an actual published piece. Um, but it's getting close enough that I'm starting to let the cat out of the bag. I've been telling close friends, and now you guys know. So, and as you can tell, I'm pretty happy about it. In fact, I'm going to go work on it after I wrap this up, which I'm going to do very shortly. Just one last thing. Natalie, if you're watching, dropped a package in the mail to you last night. I'm sorry, it's a little later than I had planned, but, and what is this package, you say? Natalie is a founding subscriber, which means that for her very generous contribution to 6 Days on the Road, I bought her a bunch of souvenirs from Tulsa. So she's got a box of Tulsa goodies on the way to her. So, and no, I meant to take a picture of all of it and post it after you get it, but I forgot. So, so Natalie, if you're so inclined and if you like what you got, if you would take a picture of it and send it to me, I'll share it so other people will see what kind of goodies they get for being founding subscribers. I had fun shopping for it all, and there's so much other stuff I wanted to throw in, but I had to keep reminding myself just because she donated $200 does not mean I should spend $200. That would defeat the purpose, but I really wanted to. Anyway, it's on the way, and hopefully it'll arrive soon. It's good old postal service. I keep I can't not support our government postal service under fire right now with everything else. So you'll get it eventually, I hope. Okay, on that note, I think I have successfully, finally made this video. So, so I'm gonna go write. I have a deadline. Talk to you later.